There we go. Welcome, everyone. Today, you guys have an assessment, but we're going to do a little bit of review beforehand. So if you didn't make it to class, here is your verbal review. Now, today's assessment is going to go over codominance, incomplete dominance, blood typing, and yesterday's stuff, which is pedigree. So there's going to be 4 different things. We're going to go over 4 different examples to kind of wrap up some of those loose ends you guys might have. And also, make sure to email us if you have questions about these things we're going over today. So let me get myself out to the side, and let's do this. So, question number 1 says, in cattle, red, which is shown by lowercase r, is incompletely dominant over white, which is RW, hides. Roan is the name of the color that results from incomplete dominance. What are the possible results if a white male mates with a roan female? Now, before we go any farther, quick, I apologize. I'm going to make a correction here. I want to use capital letters here, and the reason that is to stay consistent with what we've been doing this whole time. But then we can get going. Oh, it says, what are the possible results of a white male? So we have a white male. We also have a roan female. What happens if they actually reproduce? So the white male, we know, has to be homozygous white. Okay? So that is going to be his genotype. Now the roan female is going to be incompletely dominant, which is kind of a combination of red and the white, which is going to give us that RW. Okay? So we can run this Punnett square like we've done before. We have an R, we have a W, we have a W, we have a W, RW, and we have a WW. Okay? Now we can break this down to answer the questions. So it says, what are the possible results if a white male mates with a roan female? What we can put in here, so I'll make this a little bit larger for you. We have 50% going to be RW, which also gives us roan as the phenotype. We also have 50% gives us WW, which gives us white as the phenotype. And that is the offspring possibilities. So RW fills up 2 out of the 4 boxes, and our WW fills the other 2 out of the 4 boxes. Pretty simple here, okay? This is incomplete dominance. There is a mix. Now, the second we're going to do is going to be codominant. So it says, in crocus flowers, white, capital W, and purple, capital P, colors are codominant, and they result in a purple and white striped flower with when both genes are present. What are the possible results from the cross-pollination of a striped crocus with a white crocus? So we have a striped crocus. We also have a white crocus. That gives us our genotypes. We know that it's going to be striped. This means it has to be heterozygous. So we're going to have a P. We're going to have a W. And we know that if it's white, we know that it has to be homozygous for this trait. So it's going to be WW and WW. Run your Punnett square. PW, WW, WW, PW, and WW, and WW. And it's going to give us basically the same answer we just had in the last one, but just with different traits. So once again, it's going to give us 50% TW, just to give us that, let's say, striped flower, because I don't want to type in all the traits of it. It's also going to give us that 50% W, which will give us that white flower. Okay. How that is shown on here, W is right there, 2 out of the 4, and WW is right there, 2 out of the 4. Okay, incomplete and codominant, not too difficult. Just make sure you guys understand that incomplete mixes, codominant does not mix. Now, getting into blood typing. A mother is blood type AB, and the father has a heterozygous blood type A. What blood types can their children have? So, our mother has type AB. Perfect. Our father has heterozygous blood type A. We can now fill in our Punnett square. So AB is going to look like this. We for sure know that he has a capital A. We go back, we read, it says it's heterozygous. So we know that means that he has an O as well. We now run our Punnett square. We have AA, AB, AO, and we have BO. Okay, so this is where things are going to get a little different depending on if I'm looking for the genotypes or if I'm looking for the blood types. So our question says, what blood types can their children have? They can have A, they can have AB, they can have B, and they can have A. A, B, and AB. Okay, so they have 3 different blood types. Now we can break this down to percentages. 50% are going to have type A. 5% are going to have type, ooh, I spelled type wrong. Type AB. The other 25% are going to have type B. Now, how the heck do we have the same or 50% type A when there's not 2 genotypes in here that are the same? Remember, regardless if you're homozygous or heterozygous for type A, you are still type A blood. So AA and AO, as far as phenotypes go, mean the same exact thing. Okay? Blood types. You guys got this. Then we get into your guys' favorite. We get into pedigrees. So just for a quick reminder, squares mean that they're males, circles mean that they are females. So let's break through this. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. So number 6, which I know is actually not the right number, but it says number 6 here. The pedigrees to the right show a family pedigree for hitchhiker's thumb. Is this trait dominant or recessive? In our case, it is only shown right here, right there, and right there. It skipped a couple generations, so it skipped generation 1, 2, and 3. This gives us a pretty good idea that we can say that this is recessive. Okay? It's not prominent. There's not a lot of it, meaning that it is going to be recessive. So how do we know this? We can take something like not prominent, or it skipped a generation. Any of those things are totally fine answers. Okay, whoa. What am I doing? There we go. Make this a little bit longer for you guys. Boom. And boom. Okay, so it's not prominent. Skipped a generation. Has to be recessive then. Okay. Now, it says how are individuals 3 and 3 or 3-1 and 3-2 related? So if we go to generation 3, we find 1 and we find 2, how are they related? Okay. So in this case, since they are connected right here, this means that they are married. Now, this one does have a little trick to it. They're married. That is not incorrect. They are also going to be something else as well. So this woman's parents are the kids of this parents. Okay. This boy's parents are the kids of these parents. Okay. So their parents are siblings. Okay. So the people that had these kids that are married, potentially, also going to be cousins. Okay. And the reason for that is if we follow the lineage backwards, so we have the married couple, perfect. We go up one, we have this married couple is related to this. This married couple is related to this. Same relatives, makes them siblings. And now you have married cousins. Okay? Married first cousins to be exact. Yeah. Okay. It's just a pedigree. I apologize. Number 9. This is how would you name the 2 individuals that have hitchhiker's thumb? So how would we name these 2 individuals? So these 2 individuals are affected. How would we do this? The way we're going to do this, we're going to do it in the same way that they did in number 8. We're going to put this right there. We are going to call this IV. And we are going to put a dash. We're going to put a 1. And IV dash. And we're going to put a number 2. Okay. That way we know where it is on the Punnett square. It is in the 4th generation. 1 and 2. Okay. Now it says name the 2 individuals that are hitchhiker thumb carriers. There is probably a couple individuals in here that are carriers, but there's only 2 individuals in here that we can guarantee that are going to be full-fledged carriers. And the way we can tell this is by who are the parents of the people that actually have hitchhiker's thumb. If they're carriers, that means they can have it, but they don't show it. So they have to be heterozygous, which is going to make them these parents. So it's going to be boom, 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 1, boom, 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 dash 2, are going to be the parents. Now, the reason I know this, so we can look at it like at this angle. Let's say hitchhiker's thumb or normal thumb represented by capital N and lowercase n. Capital N means that you have a normal thumb. Lowercase n means you have a hitchhiker's thumb. Okay? To get individuals with two lowercase n's, both parents have to have that trait. So they have this, they have this, they have this, they have this. And bada bing, bada boom. That individual right there is going to have hitchhiker's thumb. In our case, two of the individuals actually got that trait. Okay? Now, there's another question here. Question 11. It says, is it possible for individual IV2 to be a carrier? Yes? No? Why? The answer should be yes. Why? We just explained in the Punnett square. These two individuals right here are heterozygous. Okay, we did the same Punnett square, but those two individuals are heterozygous, making them carriers. Okay, so that makes them heterozygous, makes them carriers. You guys got this. Okay, now if you have any questions about what we're going through, if you're still nervous about pedigrees, you don't understand sex-linked or co-dominant, or you're struggling with blood types, please reach out to your parents. Please reach out to your teachers. I know those are optional assignments, especially for this pedigrees one. Go back, take a look at it. There is an answer key for those questions. If you guys have questions, reach out. Please ask. Other than that, you guys are good to go. Talk to you guys soon.